All right, in this video, I'm going to cover how to stop a divorce from happening. You might be watching this because divorce is on the table, there's been threats, maybe it's starting to move towards separation, but there's a few things you can do to do everything possible, all right? I'm going to share at the end of the video the number one thing you've got to do, all right? But first I'll share a few tips, and just want to acknowledge you probably are feeling, some pain here and some fear and anxiety. It makes sense, some resentment perhaps. But it's critical that you leave yourself the kind of statement that one day you can make, which is, I did everything I could. If you can't say that and you do get divorced, you will regret and you will feel shame and guilt for not busting your ass, doing everything in your power to prevent the divorce. That is, if you don't want the divorce to happen, right? Which is what this video is about. Some people are like, I can't wait to get a divorce. That's not you if you're watching this video. So how do we stop it? Well, first, you've got to be the kind of person that's going to feel your feelings, all right? Feel your feelings. Number one, always feel your feelings. So if you're feeling fear, anxiety, grief, rage, whatever it is, feel them. Stop running from your feelings, okay? That doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you have a successful relationship by stuffing and burying your feelings, okay? Don't do that. Make a list of everything you did wrong in your relationship up to this point. And could have been, I was a terrible listener. Could have been, I blamed a lot. Could have been, I took my wife for granted. I took my husband for granted. Make a list. Make an actual list. Seriously. 10 things, could be 5 things, could be 2 things, could be 200 things. Make a list. This is not some self-berating exercise where you shame yourself. It's a list of you being honest and taking responsibility. Here's where I genuinely dropped the ball. Here's where I think I fell down. Here's where I think I made a mistake. All right? Just be honest without shaming yourself and make a list. All right? Very, very important to make that list. Why? So later you can learn lessons from everything you did, quote, wrong, so that you can apply yourself in the next relationship, or you guys 2.0, where you have a better relationship because you actually learn some lessons. If you don't learn anything from this failed relationship, or soon to be failed relationship potentially, you're screwed in the next relationship and you will just repeat your patterns, right? After you've made the list, you want to triage it, put it in the top 3 things based on the other person's perspective. So put yourself in their shoes and go, what do I think they think are the 3 biggest ones? Well, I had an affair. Shit, that's pretty bad. Or I just stopped caring about them. Or I never learned how to work through conflict. Okay, these are some of the big ones. So put the biggest ones, the most weighted, heavy, like, oh shit ones at the top of the list, not based on your ideas, based on who your partner is and what you think they think are the top 3 complaints, basically. Their top 3 complaints of you. If I were to interview them right now and say, where did John fall down? Where did Sue fall down? And where did they mess up? I guarantee you they would have a list. They would have 1 or 2 or 3 things that would be like, it's because of this, okay? Make that list and then order them. And then you're going to go own that with them if you haven't already. And people often tell me when I work with them, they're like, oh, I already did that. It didn't work. It's probably because of your how. You suck at taking responsibility in an empathic way that would have your partner relax and feel really cared for. So you've got to be able to take responsibility for these things in a way that they can go, thank you. I appreciate you owning that, versus fuck you, all right? So you want them to thank you because you're so good at empathizing and understanding their experience, all right? And then 2 more things here. Pump the brakes. Tell them, can we please request to pump the brakes? Can we slow this thing down? Because I don't want to get a divorce. I know you do, or you are thinking about it. Can we just slow this whole thing down and have a new commitment that for 6 months, we are going to tackle everything that's unresolved from our past because we weren't dealing, because I wasn't dealing, and everything that is not working, and we're going to go all in, and we're going to make this an awesome relationship, and we're going to commit to doing that for 6 months. Will you do that with me? Invite them into a bigger new commitment that's not too big for them. It's like, let's try harder. Now, the last thing I want to say, this is the most important, is you may have tried couples counseling or coaching, and it might have, in your mind or their mind, made things, quote, worse. It often only makes things worse if the 2 of you are hired someone shitty and not a great coach or therapist or guide, and you're not able to be mature adults working through your differences. One of the most common reasons for divorce when people go to individual counseling is the individual counselor validates their narrative about the other person and encourages them to leave. Individual counseling, and this is research and predictive, individual counseling is not the move right now. You need to go into couples coaching or couples therapy with a master, a badass. And you need to be willing to spend more money than you have to save your marriage, right? If this thing is so important to you, you got to like pull money out of saving and you got to invest in saving this thing and hire an awesome, excellent guide to navigate you to the next place. Now, at the Relationship School, I've trained hundreds at this point of coaches, and we have several very good couples coaches. My wife also is a very good couples coach, ellenbader.com, and you can hire her. But you've got to hire someone with a lot of experience that knows this terrain and that can help you through it. And you both have to commit to going twice a week, once a week, to work through all the hard things until you're competent enough to do it on your own, right? You don't want to be in couples coaching forever. You want a couples coach or therapist to guide you through this hard time, and they're going to challenge you to repair all the hurt and the injuries, and then to set the course and chart the course for the next 2.0 version. But don't go to individual coaching unless the other person absolutely refuses. It's better than nothing, but that often makes a divorce happen faster, is going to individual work. So as much as possible, do your best to try to get into an excellent couples coach or counselor. And again, we have resources here. Okay, there's a link in the description below. All right, and good luck. And remember, that list is the most important thing also, because you want to learn every valuable lesson so you don't repeat this in the next relationship if this one ends. All right, subscribe to my channel. Hopefully this has been helpful. Comment below if it has, and we'll see you in the next video.